Okay, I'm on a short little hike here in North Georgia, Fort Mountain State Park. I'm just scoping out some potential places to paint. Yeah, I need a haircut, so maybe I'll use this opportunity to jet for my trip out west. Okay, so what this trip was about was for me to spend 2 weeks, or close to 2 weeks. I had no plan other than my first destination once I left my brother there in Western Kentucky was to meet an artist friend that I've been friends with on Facebook for a while, who lives in New Mexico, formerly Utah, but now lived in New Mexico. And so I drove straight out there and met with him, which was a good time. Then from there, I just knew I was going to start driving my way up. It's a road trip after all. North through Colorado, Utah, into Wyoming, where my ultimate destination was in the Wind River Range to backpack into the Cirque of the Towers and paint there in one of the most beautiful places on earth. And hopefully the video will, detail that and show that. Hopefully you'll stick around through once I get into Colorado. Really start getting into some beautiful scenery and interesting things there. Spent the night with a herd of deer at 11,000 feet in the San Juan Mountains, which was amazing and awesome and beautiful and just everything that I wanted the trip to be right there. So on this trip, I drive about 5,000 miles through 14 states. I just climbed up a big hill back there, by the way. Yeah, in my 1998 Jeep Wrangler Sahara that started the trip with about 161,000 miles on it. I've had that Jeep for about 10 years. Been a good old Jeep. Cheers, brother. Good to get to spend some time with you.
Pork chops and potatoes and carrots and onions. Wonderful.
Right on. I love hearing that thunder in the distance. Probably ought to put some of my stuff up before it rains.
Yeah,
this cloud could produce something over here. It's raining. I guess we're going to be cooking dinner on my stove, not on the fire. Oh man, look at this. Oh, and I'm testing out my rain fly on my new tent. First time I've set it up. Yes, we're sitting in the rain eating our dinner off the fire. It's awesome.
See you later. Yep, be safe.
7:56, I guess. My brother going a different direction than me. I'm headed west to parts unknown. Okay, first issue of the trip. Not really a big issue, but my Jeep's starting to boil over into the reservoir tank. So I'm taking a gamble that it's just the radiator cap. I've never replaced the radiator cap, so I just walked down here to O'Reilly's in Durango, Colorado, grab me a radiator cap, see if that fixes it. Okay, here's the old radiator cap. I'm pretty sure this is the issue because I can push that down, no problem at all. The new cap I just put on there is super stiff, so you can see where it's been blowing and cooling out of the tank down the side of my Jeep. All right, fingers crossed. Every time I turn around, there you are. Oh, there's two of you. I'm up here above 11,000 feet for my campsite tonight. And yeah, I'm a little out of breath. I mean, these deer. What a blessing to have them hanging out around my campsite. Well, it's kind of surprising to, be doing something and look up and there's one standing staring at you just, 50 feet away. But yeah, I was able to get everything set up, inflate my mattresses, or my mattress and my pillow without passing out. She's looking at me like, what in the world is that thing over there? This is a great camp spot. It's right along, there's a trail right here. I don't know if that's the Colorado Trail, because there's a sign up there that had a trail name on it. I've done forgot. I'll have to post it. Took photos and video of it. It may be a section of the Colorado Trail, but looks like it's well used, mountain bikes and hiking. Of course, I cheated and drove up here. It's just time constraints. Maybe one of these days I'll be free to just spend months at a time exploring and painting, which I'm not going to get a painting in tonight. By the time I fixed my cooling issue with the Jeep there in Durango, I parked the Jeep at a grocery store where I picked up some groceries. That's where it was puking coolant. So I left it parked in the shade there to cool down while I walked to the O'Reilly's. So that ended up being about an hour round trip walking, which was good. Needed to exercise. Helped get me ready for other stuff. So I'm thinking I got my bed made for the night. Get a little organized here before the sun goes down. Maybe go out here. There's a meadow looking back up this way to the higher peaks. And sit there and eat and wait for the alpenglow. All right. I don't know how much of this I'll put in the video. Me rambling on. I've not talked much during all this trip. I just haven't had much to say. Honestly, just been on the road, just making miles. So I'm finally where I can be spending time. This is my girl. I love this Jeep. I'll never get rid of it. Even though it has issues, every vehicle has issues. But I take care of them as they come along, and they're simple to fix on an old Jeep. So been averaging about 16 miles a gallon the whole trip. That was with a headwind coming all the way across those flats of Texas and into New Mexico, and those long grades. That's where this thing started boiling over. But it's doing good now. Got that new radiator cap on it, and there's a nice big grade climbing up out of Durango headed towards Silverton, which is the direction I was headed. Then I turned off at a place called Purgatory. There's a ski resort called Purgatory. I turned off there and then took Forest Service roads all the way up here to the Bolam, B-O-L-A-M Pass. I drove up there, but there's really not a suitable place to camp up there. I mean, the wind is just too intense. So I drove back down And this is one of the highest campsites. There's actually it probably is the highest, because I drove up this hill. There's a little lake, little pond and lake, marshy area down there. There's already somebody set up down there camping. And there's another campsite along the Forest Service Road. It was really close to the service road, and there's all kinds of side-by-sides and stuff coming up and down this road. So I wanted to be a little more secluded, and I had driven by this road coming up, and it says it's a dead end. I was like, and don't know that it would be worth driving up to see. Took the chance, drove up it. Nobody here but the deer and me. So where am I at? I think I'll get it. Peace, y'all. Y'all want to hang out? I can get you a beer. Yeah, that's my bear spray sitting there. This is new territory for me. I don't want to take any chances. I know this is all black bear country. Oh, look at the baby. Oh, look at the baby. Well, it's not the ideal camp spot, but it'll have to do for tonight. Yeah, I mean, it's, I'm serious though. All the shady spots are already taken up. Like a 200-mile endurance race taking place right now. And of course, the weekend I decided to come out here. And this road that I just drove back to find a dispersed camping area is right where the race is going through. So, I mean, total respect to those people. I couldn't even imagine. Badass people for sure. I'm just a goofy artist. But gosh, I gotta set up and paint this. All right. And look at this water. Yeah, Colorado, you definitely earn your accolades. Freaking beautiful state. Well, I'm in a pretty spectacular place for tonight. Not that last night, I mean, everything's been spectacular so far on this trip. Colorado's amazing. I knew it was. I've been around Colorado, but I've never really got to deep dive into places. And tonight, I'm sharing a pretty isolated campsite. I mean, I can't remember how many miles back here. It's the end of the road. Can't go any farther back because I kept running into people and all taking up all the campsites. Dispersed camping. I'm not going to say the location, but it's near Silverton, between Silverton and Ouray, and it's just spectacular. I did a painting earlier of this. This cliffside was getting lit up as the sun was setting. It's all in shadow now, but yeah, just spectacular. I hope everybody sometime can get out and experience these places. It's just video and photos just don't do it justice, and we always say that, but it's just breathtaking. I ain't gonna talk about that. Yeah, I may not be able to do my backpacking trip into the winds. This morning, as I was coming out of my camp what I had last night, there's a really nice little stream and a little waterfall, and the sun was lighting it all up. It was almost, I don't know, like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. And I kind of wanted to wash off all the dirt and grime I've collected the last couple of days. So I was changing my swim trunks, had my sandals on, walking down to the water. There was a root somebody had cut off and left it at a weird angle. I didn't see it as I was walking by and jammed my toe next to my big toe on my right foot. And it was pretty painful, but that water, when I got in it was ice cold. I mean, hurt. It was so cold. And it took me a while to work up the nerve to submerge myself. I didn't put my head under, but oh goodness, it was cold. But after I got out, just a refreshing feeling. But as the days gone on, my toe is turning black and blue. And so I don't know if that's gonna dampen my ability to hike several miles into the Wind River Range, which is no easy task if you're healthy. So I'm not calling it yet, but see, it's Saturday. I'm still in Southwest Colorado. Still need to make it up. I don't know. My brother I talked to him today, and he's like, "You need to go through the Gunnison," and I know I do. But there's so many places I want to go and see, and paint. But I don't know. And since I've hurt my toe, and the winds may be out of the picture, I may do Gunnison now and spend more time in Colorado. I mean, I could, you can spend a lifetime exploring all these. I love having my Jeep. You don't, I mean, yeah, there are trails here that you need a radically modified, but that's not what I'm getting into. I mean, it's these trails that are into these backcountry areas that get you far enough back to get to this beautiful scenery. My Jeep will do that. And I love it. So, yeah, that's going to be all I'm going to do is just probably do more exploring in my Jeep and finding places to set up camp and paint there. Because I don't know, we'll see. Because if tomorrow I can't really put my boot on, it's just gonna. I'm not wanting to admit to it. I don't want to think about it. Wanted to do this Wind Rivers hike into the Cirque of the Towers for so long, but yeah, we'll see. Okay, I know I've not been doing much narration on this trip. Kind of just let the images and the video speak for themselves. Ain't much I can add to everything. Self-explanatory. I'm on a road trip finding things to paint. And I'm on my way from Vernal, Utah up to Pinedale, Wyoming right now, and passing by Flaming Gorge here in Utah right before I cross into Wyoming. It's like 9:30 in the morning, and I've always wanted to paint this spot. I've passed by it several times on other trips, and this perfect shade structure. It's a fish cleaning station, and like there's like one vehicle out in the boat, one boat out. So probably gonna have it, fingers crossed, to myself this morning, and gonna be doing this view right here. This shade structure lends it perfectly. I got this, where is it at? It'll show up on camera. It's probably not as good. There's like a bush tree here. Give me a nice forward focal point in the front, not focal point, but lead in on the river. Can't speak. The lake, going back to the red rocks back there. Gonna do a 6x12. All right, I'm gonna turn around here and let you see this. I hope you can see it easier than I can, because the sun is so intense out here. It's hard for me to distinguish any contrast. So here's what I've come up with: a 6x12. I don't know. I may have to knock the chroma back a little bit on that. I don't know. But even with my janky eyes, the camera, it doesn't look... Is that out of focus? Sorry, I can't tell. I'm not putting my glasses on. That looks out of focus even if I had my glasses on. Sorry. But through the camera lens or through my screen, that doesn't look as intense as what I'm seeing with my own eyes, as jacked up as they are in this light. I guess having blue eyes is a curse, because they're my eyes are so light sensitive. All right, one last hurrah here before I clean up and keep heading north to Pinedale. Is my ultimate destination today in Wyoming. Just set myself up for the Wind Rivers. I'm gonna backpack in the big sandy trailhead. Hopefully, I've looked at the weather forecast, like there's thunderstorms, but it's July and the winds, that happens. I think I'm prepared for it. We'll find out. Maybe this will work a little better, so I have something to contrast besides the bright sky. So there it is, my painting of Flaming Gorge in Utah, 6x12. Okay, I knew it was bound to happen on this trip. Pull up to get gas here in Rock Springs, Wyoming, and my gas cap's missing. It must be back in Vernal, Utah, last place I got gas. Good deal. All right, another O'Reilly stop. They had a gas cap, so I'm back in business. Okay, this is my camp tonight at the Big Sandy Trailhead, which will give me opportunity to start in the morning right at the trailhead, not have to drive up here because it is quite a drive back here. Trees in the way. You start to see some of the mountains back there. The Wind River Range of Wyoming. Okay, good morning from Big Sandy Trailhead. Getting ready to set off. I'm glad I bought that larger backpack because it took every bit of inch of space I had in it for my gear. So I got a day pack inside there with all my painting gear and several canvases to paint on, sleeping bag, tent, all my camping gear, and then I have a bear canister with my food up here, which is required in the winds, which makes sense. I mean, it's peace of mind anyway. So all I got left to do is throw my boots on, throw a pack on, and get started on the trail. Oh yeah, I forgot to add the pack weight, not counting the stuff I got laying out here, is about 38 pounds. So not too bad for everything I'm carrying. We'll see how it goes. All right, Big Sandy Lake. That's where I'm headed to set up base camp. It's a beautiful day. There is a forecast of maybe some rain tomorrow, so we'll see. All right, my first glimpse of Big Sandy Lake. I gotta find a campsite. Just look at that. That's Scheisler Peak on the south end of Big Sandy Lake. So good. Okay, my tent's set up. This is gonna be my campsite tonight. And I got my window set right up for this view. I don't think it's too shabby. You can see Temple Peak sticking up back there. Haystack. Gosh, it's just beautiful. Took me a while to find a campsite. There's a lot of them here, and on down that way there was already several people set up, and like, I don't know if they was a family with a bunch of goats. I didn't see the animals. Sound like goats, which I guess they use goats to pack, so that's probably what it was. So I moved up here. It's a little more secluded. And Shashler. This is so freaking beautiful. It's exceeding my expectations, and I haven't even scratched the surface yet. I just basically backpacked in and got my tent set up. It was right at 6 miles, basically, back here to this spot. And I think it took me about 2.5 hours. So yeah, this is my spot for tonight and tomorrow night. I think I'm only going to spend 2 nights because that'll put me hiking out on Thursday. And then probably drive back into Pinedale because that's probably the closest gas to Boulder, actually. But probably drive back to Pinedale, eat a real meal. And let's see, Thursday evening, maybe see if I can find a place to maybe actually see if I can get a hotel finally on this trip, not just camp. We'll see. And then maybe start heading back. That way I'm not pressed for time. I can get home to like maybe have Sunday to just decompress before going back to work on Monday. Do I have to go back to work? All right, next priority after having set up camp, let's go get water. I'm just using this Katahdin Be Free. Alrighty, got my water for a little while. Trying to hold the camera. I'm just using my typical white, titanium white, alkyd, fast drying, cadmium lemon light, cadmium light, not lemon, burnt sienna, alizarin crimson, ultramarine blue, and cerulean blue, which I rarely just get into some of those. Oh, sorry. Got a bug crawling on my neck. Oh man, it's so freaking beautiful here. Person needs more time than I had given myself. I could easily spend a month, I bet. So I'm just using this number 2, I think. I can't think. It's altitude. Right at about 10,000 feet. Climbed up 700 or so this morning. 6-mile hike back here from this big sandy trailhead here in Wyoming, in the Wind River Mountain Range. Spectacular place. Okay, sorry I did not video any more of the painting because it's too hard to try to hold this thing and the wind blowing and everything else. Just I just wanted to focus on painting. So here's my first one. Scheistler, however you pronounce it, Scheistler, yeah, Scheistler Peak, Mount Scheistler, whatever. And it's the first mountain you see coming up the trail, basically, and right above on the south side of the Big Sandy Lake. It was basically the view from my campsite. There's my tent right over there. So I figured, because after I did that hike in, I took about an hour siesta during the noon hour. This is really not the greatest time to paint, but honestly, any time is good to paint here. This is amazing. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that one. Number one in the books. Well, the light has been changing dramatically, and the wind has about blown me away a couple times. And that's what I got. It's really cool with the East Temple Peak. See, now it's in shadow. A while ago, everything else was in shadow, and it was just lit up. So that's kind of what I went for. 6 by 12. Okay, I knew this was probably going to happen. Looking at the forecast, I think I even talked about it in the video earlier. It's just now starting to rain. I had been down by the lake, down this way, painting. I made it just in time. Here's what I did. Oh, I did a video of it earlier. So yeah, looks like I'm gonna be holed up probably for the rest of the night now. I mean, obviously, I don't have any way of checking the radar, so I'm at the mercy of the weather right now. So, welcome to the Wind River Range. I love it. Maybe a little bit miserable tonight, figuring out how, because I haven't ate yet. I got enough vestibule area here, maybe I can do something while I'm in the tent. So, anyway, I'll check in later. Okay. Waiting to see what it's gonna do so I can make some dinner. I'm not totally blind to this because my wife, thanks to I spent the money for a Garmin InReach, we're able to message each other, and she's looked at the radar and the thunderstorm warnings for Sublette County, Wyoming, where I'm at. Well, Fremont, Sublette, kind of county line somewhere. It's immaterial to a storm. So, cooped up in my little tent here. It's a two-person tent, but it would be impossibly cozy with one other person in here, especially if it was a big guy like me. There's no way. Heck, even with my wife, and she's not a big guy. I'm saying that. Yeah, it's perfect for one person because I've got all my, the painting I just did because it's wet. I've got all my gear, my backpack, boots, everything's inside here to keep it from getting wet. And pretty cool. They're not but 100 feet away or more, not too much, is a bear box. Forest Service provided bear box that's bolted to the ground and chain locked. So almost didn't need a bear canister, but I got one anyway because I didn't know where I was going to camp. I was flying blind when I came up here. I just started hitting all the little side trails, going off, trying to find a good camp spot. Because you got to be 200 feet away from the lake, and you got to be 100 feet away from the trail. Here comes the rain finally, I think. Maybe it'll give us a good go and then settle down for the evening so I can get back outside. That thunder sounds awesome. I can't imagine being up at the higher elevations, up on the pass, or getting caught in it up higher. I'm down here below tree line. About, not quite 10,000 feet, 9,800, I think. So, I feel the temperature dropping too. It's been hot. Okay, enough jibber jabbing. It's rocking and rolling. It's not raining. No, we'll do it. So look outside here. Yeah, I got a hell of a view. I don't know. Guess I'll bundle up and get outside. Well, the rain's moved on. The sun's back out. Imagine that. It's much cooler though. Which, I mean, it was a good reprieve from the heat we've had, and I was able to get some good napping in. It's so pretty here. That's where I'm going, right up through that pass. It's Jackass Pass. And that's where I'll get a view of the Cirque. First view of Pingora in the Cirque. Not to the Cirque yet. North Lake, War Bonnet. I'm up where I'm getting closer, so no longer see Pangora and then Mitchell Peak. Okay, on the east side, no, sorry, west side of North Lake. Traversing that over there, I lost the trace. I admitted I lost the trail, but I finally figured it out, got down. I was trying to follow the line on the map. Trail doesn't go where the line on the map is. Nice spot to take a break and get a drink of water. I think the real climbing's beginning to start. So yeah, I'm out here doing it. There's the North Lake behind me. So now I gotta go past Arrowhead Lake and the real climbing starts to get up to Jackass Pass. So we'll see how I do. It's a little bit windy. Is satisfying a word for this? Or beyond satisfying, even though I'm cussing every step of the way. Beautiful. Man, not really quite there yet. There's the trail. Jackass Pass must be up that way just a little bit still. Not there yet. And oh my God. That's the end of Arrowhead Lake. I'm looking almost straight up at that, folks. Yeah. All right. I got some shelter from the wind here. But yeah, it's just, video don't do it justice. You got to come and see these in person. So yeah, the infamous Cirque of the Towers. I made it. I didn't go up to Jackass Pass. It's just too windy. So I kind of come around the side here and get in the shade of the hill or the mountainside, ridge, whatever you want to call it. And there's Pangora in all its glory, and I can't remember all the rest of the peaks. My brain's dead right now. All right, it's almost noon. I need to paint something here real quick before the thunderstorms roll in. Okay, so it's like a 30-minute painting. Obviously the clouds are moving so much, the shadows. I got the sun kind of beating on it here too. And I don't want to get caught up here. The thunderstorm. These clouds are moving in. It's just a matter of time. So, yeah, I wanted to do another painting, but I don't want to risk it. And I did the main thing I wanted to do, is get to the Cirque of the Towers and do a painting. And Pingoro was one of the main ones I wanted to try to capture. So, oh man, I don't want to leave, but it's a hell of a hike even getting back. Yeah, hopefully I've got enough photos and video I can do some studio work. Unreal. I was sitting on the ground. I don't want to leave. Could sit here and do paintings all day long. There are people climbing up there. I can't see them, but I can hear them hooting and hollering. Different breed, man, different breed. Badass people. One last hurrah here before I head back down. I do not want to get caught up here when the thunderstorms move in. Somebody's in a tent right down there. I don't know if you can see their little blue speck. I mean, maybe that's sheltered down there, I don't know, but even at my campsite, 1,000 feet lower than where we are now, the thunder and lightning, spooky. Yeah. Be following the bus behind while I got one hand on the camera. One thing the camera does not do, it does not give a sense of the grade. It's just spectacular. This is the greatest thing I've probably ever done, next to witnessing the birth of my children. Sorry for the breathing. I'm humping it to try to get back. Like way down that valley is the lake. It ain't gonna be long. I think the forecast is for, I don't know. That's a painting I want to do, but I need to get down. That's straight up, folks. See the hikers down there along the edge of the lake. Maybe that'll give you a sense of the scale. The hike across this meadow is just amazing. Haystack, East Temple, Temple Peak, and I forget what that one is, and then Scheisler. I'm on my way back to camp. I'm sitting down, taking a break right here, and I think this is gonna get painted. Knock this one out. East Temple and Temple Peak, above Big Sandy Lake. All right, just about back to camp. There's Big Sandy Lake, the trail down here along the side of the lake, and I'm off up in the wood forest. All right, what a day. I think I'm ready to get back and kick off the boots. Too bad I don't have any beer with me. I don't feel like packing that back here and get something to eat, chill, and then I'm gonna hike out in the morning, I guess, and start making my way back to Tennessee. I mean, yeah, I miss my family a lot, but God, this is so beautiful. Well, so far so good on the rain. Maybe I came down too early. It's after 4 p.m. and said on my Garmin weather said 4 p.m. thunderstorms. So okay, you don't always get what you pay for, but that's okay. I accomplished my hike to the Cirque, did a painting up there, hiked back down, did a painting on the way back down. Now I can just chill, take in this view, fix me some food. This is great. I'd love to share it with friends and family. And I mean, it's tough. It's a tough hike, but it's so worth it. It's been a dream come true. It's been a great road trip so far. Wish I would have done more paintings though. Just do so much moving. I think next time I need to just focus on one place. But then that wasn't the point of a road trip. I mean, I wanted to travel and hit as many spots as I could. So maybe next time I'll just focus on one place so I can do more paintings. I have to go to Minnesota after talking to my new friends down here at their camp. Maybe that'd be when I go to the Boundary Waters. Just canoe and paint through the Boundary Waters. That's an idea. Okay, it's Thursday morning. Let's see back. All packed up, ready to hike out of here, 6 miles. So, but it's mostly all downhill, so gravy. Anyway, it's been amazing. Got to come back and spend more time here. All right. 2.5 hours later, I have made it back to my Jeep. No flat tires, it don't look like. All right. Well, it's Friday morning, about 6:45. Just now leaving Pinedale, Wyoming. Make the 1,750-mile drive back home to East Tennessee. Guess the trip's over. Other than this, just gonna hammer down, get home. Okay, I don't even know what time it is. 10:30 Eastern time. Another full day, 850 miles or better. I don't know on this. I haven't done all the math, but it's going to be about 5,000 mile road trip over the last 2 weeks. And I can't say enough about my old Jeep. It's been awesome. I could keep going. Anyway, I got to go in and kiss the wife and hug the kids if they're here. Oh, garage light went off. Come on. There we go. All right, well, it's done.